Okay, folks, this is actually a video that I'm making for court records. And one of the records we want to incorporate is this document right here. We're going to give that to the U.S. District Court because of how absolutely shoddy and backwards all this stuff is. Here's what they did. They thought they were arresting me, right? Instead, now I'm an 82-year-old severely disabled person, so I don't know how they mixed it up. They're probably too high on all them drugs they're confiscating. But they thought they were arresting me when they arrested my son and put him in jail for a person by the name of Sarah Spitzler, who years ago, I guess, said that I harassed her in some way, shape, or form. I don't even know what they're talking about, because I never received any kind of documentation about it. And this is years ago now, not just recently. So here's what happened. When they discovered, and this wasn't until Norman was in the courtroom, and the proceedings were all over with. They had successfully arraigned the wrong person. And after the arraignment was over, the lawyer said, you know, Your Honor, he's right. There's a mistake here. Obviously, he's not 82 years old or whatever he said, you know, blah, blah, blah. So here's what they did. They took the case that was 18 CR 00068 and they crossed it out. Here, show them that on the camera where they crossed it out.
I have a print.
They crossed it out and they put a new case on the same paperwork that they used to put him in jail, thinking he was me. When they discovered it, they were really embarrassed because now they've made a mistake here. The corruption that they tried to pull off on us, which was to make up charges, just make them up out of thin air, because we've never been accused of any of this, okay? Now here's what they did to me when I was here last. I was sitting on the sidewalk with my wheelchair next door to me, motorized wheelchair, big one. Okay. I was sitting on the sidewalk and they came and arrested me for sleeping on the sidewalk. And by the way, people who are disabled are exempt from the sidewalk, sitting on the sidewalk ordinance. I went to jail, just like I am now. I couldn't take care of myself. Alright? The prisoners inside the jail, a man by the name of Rocky in particular, took care of me. He made sure I got my food because I couldn't go get it. He made sure I went to the bathroom. He carried me in there and put me on the pot, even though the bathroom was disgusting. There was feces all over the floor. There was water an inch deep around all the toilets. Okay, you couldn't step in the water. It was disgusting. Okay, it was absolutely disgusting, and the food was disgusting. Okay, now these people that are doing this, your legislatures, your city council, your mayor is putting the city and the county in jeopardy doing this kind of stuff, and you will pay, because I'm asking for $20 million in a federal lawsuit for what they just did. And I'm going to use my videos from some years ago to show what they did then and how things haven't changed at all. They're still ratcheting down on the poor. They're still doing all the low-down, nasty stuff that's in my videos from some years ago, okay? Now they're doing it to me again, and I haven't done anything but stop here to get provisions and then go on to LA. Okay? But they got us hung up now saying we can't go nowhere because we have a court date. See? And in the meantime, they're racking up money on tickets. We've gotten 3 tickets so far. One of the tickets, we got 2 tickets for my truck and my trailer. They gave us each a ticket for each one of those. Now, folks, I've had this happen before. The judge laughed the ticket giver out of the courtroom and said, "Don't you ever do this kind of thing again. That's a man's disability vehicle. They were together, they're one." Okay, these people are so bent on making money off of somebody. We've already spent about $4,000 in this city sitting here because we have a court date now. So we filed a 42 U.S.C. 1983 federal civil rights lawsuit against the city.
Tell them how the 2 tickets contradict each other.
Both of these tickets contradict each other. Okay, first they're trying to say we have an oversized vehicle, one vehicle, oversized. Now it's 2 vehicles we have, but neither one of them are oversized. Okay, and both of them got a ticket even though they were hooked together. This is how greedy these people are. We're going to get this into a federal courtroom and find out why the cops are doing this, because we know they're told to do it. Okay, we know they're instructed to do it, and we know that the discrimination is written into the ordinances. Okay, and we're going to show that. Okay, here's the other trick they're pulling. They tell everybody that has an oversized vehicle that unless they do this, that's what this warning is for, to do this. And what this is are you sleeping in your vehicle, blah, 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 right? They tell us to join this program right here, which is New Beginnings. When we called up New Beginnings, they told us they were full, they had no spaces. And they haven't had for years, as a matter of fact, we know that, okay? So here's what they're doing, just to let you know that I know what they're doing. This qualifies as an alternative to putting people in jail or arresting them for ordinance violations, okay, that have to do with vehicles, okay? Federal courts have said if you can't house all the people that are homeless in your city, you can't arrest them or harass them for living on the street. That's been said over and over and over again. So this is how they get by that. Well, we offered them this. This is nothing. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's just a ploy. And we're going to prove that to the federal court, that they're using it as a ploy to get tickets. This is what they really want. $120 for, how much are those tickets?
60.
$60 each for those tickets.
3.
Huh?
Times 3.
Times 3. $60 times 3. See? Now I'm here. I came willingly to get some supplies and go on. And I didn't mind giving up my money willingly. But this is corruption and graft. Okay? And here's the sad part. All of these people that are homeless on the streets, you know why they're still homeless after you paid and paid and paid and paid into a homeless fund? The reason why they're still homeless is because all of that money that was paid into the homeless fund, they stole every bit of it, some billions of dollars. So don't go off on the homeless, go off on your legislatures and your congressmen and all them other people and the individuals who are stealing the money so they can't help the homeless. And this is happening in every state. It happened in Portland. Portland is being investigated for the theft of all the homeless money. One guy who was administering the homeless fund actually bought himself a nice, a boat or what was it?
A boat and a Mercedes.
A boat and a Mercedes.
And
millions of dollars of homeless money.
A trip somewheres too.
And a trip to somewheres. This is what they're doing. They're outrageous. They're audacious. They're inflammatory.
And mean.
And they're outrageously mean in this city. Okay? So folks,
Just
Uh,
meanness for no reason.
They're mean for no reason. We don't harm nobody. We're not drug users or anything. We're just passing through. And they've made a reason to keep us here so we can spend our money here. Well, I'm going to take money away from you instead of spend it.
It seems like they went real ape shit over our plates. They saw our plates and they just started going mad. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like it.
Every single person that came in contact with us was just insane.
Like they don't like people from Oregon or
No,
something.
they were insane.
They were just insane.
Yeah, the heat got to them or something. Their brains are all fried or something. This
Well,
should be easy.
Yeah, but why, I mean, why are they fooling with two people who are just passing through? Because we've been here before. They know who we are, okay? They screwed us over royally the last day. It was absolute torture what they did to me in the jail.
They took so much of our property.
And they ripped off everything we own. The entire
It was
amount.
a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, YouTubers, you need to not let these people get away with this kind of stuff. We're nice people, okay? My son takes care of me. I'm totally disabled, okay? He does everything for me, okay? He's an angel, if you only knew it, okay? He's a gift from God, or whoever, from the aliens, or whatever you want to call it. But you shouldn't be letting your city council do these kind of things to people. You're going to get sued for the length of the vehicle thing. There's no laws in the DMV that claim you have to have a certain type of vehicle to get a plate on it and park. That's bullshit. Especially they came up to me in a blue disability line, parked in there perfectly. Everything fit. They came to me and told me I couldn't park there because my vehicle was too long.
They were pulling that on us in La Jolla and trying to measure the red curb behind us, and our vehicle squeaked in there, and they'd call the fire department, all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
on
they
them.
go bananas
And it's
if
a
you
disability
protest
card.
any damn thing they want to do to you. The minute you start protesting, like out at the beach out there at Henry's, they came up to our vehicle and told us we were parked irregularly and we had to leave. And we told them, well, it's a process to get me up, dressed, and
We
leave.
told them we will. Just take some
We'll
minutes.
leave. It takes a while. So they got upset, called the police. The police came out and wanted our ID, and I asked them, what crime is being committed for you to be asking for ID? Because I know you can't ask for ID if there's no crime that's been committed. A parking violation, they write down your license plate number, put a ticket on your vehicle, and that's the end of it. Okay, but these cops wouldn't let it go.
They took a bin of gold on us.
Hold on, let me, please. If you want to say something, let me know. So they got upset and said, yes, we can ask you for your, and I said, no, you can't. And so then the cop started getting angry, and he went out back with the other cops, and they came back around. They took my son out back, and we sat there for it seemed like an hour while we were not free to go. We were under arrest, both of us. So what they did is they thought they were arresting me. You see me in this bed. I'm 82, getting ready to turn 83, and I am severely dysfunctional as far as my body is concerned. So here they are thinking, I mean, what goes on in their heads I can't tell you, because clearly Norman is not an 82-year-old man. Put the camera on you, Norman. Put the camera on you.
I don't feel like it.
Turn it around. Okay. Is that an 82-year-old man right there who's severely disabled? No. But here they are taking him to jail. As me. Okay. They get down to jail and they book him as me in the jail. Okay. And then he goes to arraignment as me. And they went all the way through the arraignment. My son kept on saying, no, this is a mistake, man. This is a mistake. You got it wrong.
All the imposements.
Well, anyways, after the proceedings were all over with in the courtroom at the arraignment, the lawyer just suddenly piped up and said, oh, you know what? He's right.
Mistake made.
They did make a big mistake here. So here's what they did. And this is totally illegal, okay? The document they use on him, on my son, this document they used on my son, thinking he was me, okay? Now, when they discovered it, they erased it right here and put a new number in it for a charge on my son now, okay? When they realized they screwed up and really didn't have me there, okay, they retaliated by charging my son. And we haven't been in California for 10 years, so I can't imagine what they're doing. I know what they're doing. But we'll talk about that with the U.S. District Court, what they're doing. Anyway, this document is no good. It's been altered, okay, and it hasn't been fixed. Here and here. So you're going to take these down to the print shop. You're going to take these down to the print shop and print them so we can send them to the court.